Okay, what's up, everyone? It's time for me to talk to YouTube uh, and Rumble, and oh my God, X. X. You know, they named it right because everyone out there has probably had a crazy ex, right? Everyone out there, I'm sure, unless you're 14 or 15 years old, and I don't think anybody that age watches my videos, but anyway, we've all had the crazy ex. Well, now everyone has a crazy X, and it's called the X platform. It used to be called Twitter, now it's called X. But it's like the crazy X. It's just doing all kind of weird stuff. I don't know. Anyways, I put my videos on, just trying to get my name out there, trying to promote my brand, as I say. It's going to take a couple years, man. That's why I'm starting right now, because in a couple years, man, the crazy train is coming off the rails over there in the USA, man. You guys have to see it. I mean, you just have to see it. You're living it. I'll be living it here this time next week. I'll be living it. Okay, so like I said, I know that the insanity over there is not going to stop. It's just not going to. I watch a lot of these. I watch a lot of these people like Tim Pool. I watch him. Sometimes I don't watch him all the time, but I watch him sometimes. I read the title. If it looks like something I'm interested in, then I'll watch. And I'll watch the Quartering. I think his name's Jeremy. Anyway, he's quartering. And Sticks Hexenhammer. He's pretty cool, man. He doesn't really get involved in a lot of that other crazy stuff. And anyways, I watch some of those people, but I don't like to watch them when there's all this nonsense going on, all this noise behind the scenes. All this stuff, all these conspiracy theories and all the rest of that kind of stuff. And obviously a lot of conspiracy theories turn out to be true, and there's a lot of things I want to answer to, like the Epstein thing. They keep promising they're going to release that. What about the gold in Fort Knox? And how did that guy get on the roof to shoot? It's just an endless number of things. But we're never going to get to the bottom of them. We never are. Okay? They have already stamped classified or top secret or whatever they stamp on that stuff, and that stuff's been lost. Tapes have been lost. Paper's been lost. The dog ate my homework. I forgot my homework when I was a teacher, man. Some of the students come in and tell me they forgot their homework book at home, or they forgot it at school or something. I don't know. I only had one girl. She's like 9 years old and she can speak English okay. Her mommy and daddy are both police, and her mom could speak English, so she spoke English with us, so she could speak English okay. And if the students don't do their homework, they have to stand at break time holding a 2-liter bottle full of water and their homework book in one hand and the other hand. They had to hold it, right? And she's a smart girl. And I would see her standing up there all the time, the little lineup where they the students they didn't do their homework, and her name was Rita. And I said, Rita, why are you always up here, man? I said, you're smart. You can read and write. And she said, teacher, it's the math. And I said, what do you mean it's the math? And she said, for me to do my homework takes me about 30, 40 minutes. And I said, okay. And she said, I only have to stand here for 15 minutes holding a bottle in the book. And I said, Rita, you got me on that one. I wanted her to do her homework, but she said it was just more easy for her to hold the bottle in the book for 15 minutes at break at school than it was to go home and do her homework for 30 or 40 minutes. So I got to give her credit, okay? Because she was using, I said, well, you don't know what the phrase creative thinking is, or any of that, do you? And she said, no. And I said, well, that's okay. I said, I'm proud that you thought about that and you're using your brain for that, but you try to do your homework. I don't know. I stopped teaching, so I don't know if she ever did her homework anymore. But anyways, she did have some critical thinking skills going on there, man, thinking about that. But some of you guys need to have some critical thinking skills of your own, man. And I know change is hard. Okay, I know it is. I moved around a lot in the USA, man. I told my wife, because she didn't know me back then, but uh, I was working for a company. I was working for Turner Construction. Anyway, we were building a big hotel, big Embassy Suites hotel, and I was working for them. I was like a quality control inspector. I did I did a lot of paperwork. I was back and forth in the office, and I did like compliance stuff, safety stuff. Anyways, I was a safety officer. I did a lot of jobs for them. So, anyways, anytime you work construction, sooner or later, whatever you're building is going to be finished. And one of the bosses came up to me and he said, "Michael, can I talk to you for a minute?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "What's up, man?" And he went in his office, and I thought at first, I did something wrong, but he said, "No." He said, I got something to ask you." He said, "We know that you don't have like a wife and kids and all the rest of that. We got another one of these hotel projects coming up, and we'd like you to go and work over there with it." And I was living in California at the time, and excuse me, I was living in Tucson, Arizona at the time. I was living in Tucson, Arizona at the time. He said, we got a project coming up in Monterey, California for another Embassy Suites." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "We'd like you to go. We need some people that already know the company, that already know everything, and it'd be easy for you to move. You're get a pay increase, and then after 6 months of you being there, we'll reimburse you for all of your travel expenses, and you just keep on all your receipts, your meals, whatever it costs you to move." He said, "After 6 months, we'll give you a full reimbursement for that, and we'll get you to sign a contract and whatever." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Let me think about that," because I already had a place in Tucson, nice place. And I said, I said, "How long's the project going to be?" He said, "It's going to be about a 2-year deal." And I said, "All right, let me think about that." So I thought about it for a few days, and I said, "What the hell, man?" He told me how much more I was going to be making, and I'd never lived there before, so I went there in his office. I said, "Hey, man," I said, "I don't need a couple of weeks. I'm down for it." And he said, "Right on, man." Shook my hand. He kind of patted me on the back a little bit. He was standing too, and he said, "I'm happy." He said, "I got somebody going that already kind of knows what's going on and stuff." And anyway, so I had to. I said, "When does the project start?" And he said, he gave me the day. I had about 2 months to take care of a bunch of stuff, and time went by fast, and I had to take care of a bunch of things, and I had to move, and I've done that so many times in my life. I've just moved and had yard sales and sold stuff that I had, and moved, and it's just what I had to do, And sometimes I'd go someplace and have to rent a house or just, and it's one of those things in life that I look back on and I'd do it again. I'd do it again without any problem at all. Okay. And like I said, I've moved around all over in the United States. I've lived all over California. I've lived in Nevada. I've lived in Las Vegas. I lived all over Arizona, Phoenix, and Tucson. Just all different kind of places in Arizona I've lived. And I've lived in Minnesota. Like I said, I've lived in Oregon. I've just moved around a lot. Like the saying goes, money talks and bullshit walks, right? And if there was more money involved, and that's where I was going. Like I said, I moved to Cambodia because it was the best thing. Okay, it was the best thing that I could do financially, for my own well-being. And I wasn't scared at all. I had no fear of coming here because wherever I've ever went, I could make a living. Okay, I have enough life skills and I have enough knowledge in my brain that whatever I got to do to make money, that's what I'm going to do. And I told my wife, if I had to walk 10 miles to go sell bananas, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, because that's just part of life, you know. And if you take care of yourself, and if you do things the right way, you can retire, man, when you're like 55 or 60. And I retired when I was 62. I went back to work again, did some things, and I retired a couple times. But the retirement that a lot of people talk about, sitting. I don't even have a lazy boy chair, but I don't have a hammock neither. Maybe the wife has one packed away out there somewhere. But I don't do the hammock thing. I don't do the lazy boy thing. Like I said, I go to the gym. I do a lot of stuff. I'm working on the computer, working on this business that I'm going to kick off in a couple years. But for me, it's like a challenge. It's like a good thing to challenge yourself, and to open up. Like I said, when I started teaching, I'd never taught before. Okay, I just jumped right into it, and I read a lot about it. I took a class online, and same thing with this business I'm going to start up. Live Rich Cambodia, man. I'm going to help people move over here. And like I said, right now I help you guys for free. Want to come over on vacation? Check it out, man. Do whatever I can. Like I said, I'm not going to send no money, but I'll do whatever I can to help you out right now for free. But once my business kicks off, it ain't free no more. Okay, I'm going to make a website, and it's going to take, like I said, the credit card or something. But it's going to be a nice website. It's going to have step by step. I'll set up a separate Telegram account for that website, and once you've paid and you're on that, we can talk live if you got any problems, any kind of situations, best airlines, just everything, right? I'll tell you the best place to buy the airline tickets. I've flown over here so many times. I pretty much know all the little ins and outs, and I know all the little secrets. Anyways, this can be kind of a quick video today, and I want to thank people. I should have done that right from the gate. Maybe you guys stopped watching by now. I want to thank people for watching my videos, man. Thank you guys so much, and I'm asking you guys to give me the finger. Okay, you can tell everyone this old white man lives in Cambodia, man, on the internet asked me to give him the finger. I want this finger, but I'll take any finger you give me, man. I just want you to push that subscribe button. People have been pushing it lately. So if you can push that subscribe button, man, give me the finger, As a matter of fact, I think I'll put that, I'm going to put that in the title. How about that? I'm going to put that in the title. Give me the finger. Okay? Push subscribe. Okay, I want to thank you guys, and like I said, getting ready to go over to the crazy train, and especially for you older guys, shoot me an email, man. Shoot me an email. Like I said, if you're 50 years old, man, you can have you a nice, fresh, 20, 21-year-old, I don't know. You can have them as young as 18. You can have them young as 15 over here. I'm not telling you to do that because that's the legal age over. But 18 and above, I think that's fair game right there, man. So, like I said, you older guys, man, if you're single and you're just like, man, I've been down to the road with all these American ladies, man. Some of those women your age, they got more baggage with them than a 747, man. I'm just telling you, they got a lot of baggage. I've tried them, and I couldn't take their baggage no more, man. And then they're going through the change of life thing, man. And sometimes they take too much medicine, not enough. I don't know. I just like I said, my wife's 29 years younger than me, so. That's hella cool, man. Anyways, you guys have a good one. And like I said, give me the finger. Give me the finger.